Hello guys, we are back again with Talk on Tuesday. The only aim of this video is to answer your questions and queries that you ask us in the comment section below. So let's get started with our very first question. But guys, before moving on to our very first question, here is a standard disclaimer as always. Do not consider any of our statement as any recommendation or advice because we don't do that. LearnApp solely exists for education purpose. So the very first question is by InvestNeor. He asks us, why investing in small cap is risky? Even if it's false, we can buy more share price at lesser price, right? Which LearnApp course best to read about this? Just to answer your first part of question that why investing in small cap is risky, this is usually because small cap companies are usually smaller in size. So they have a few lakhs or few crores of revenue, and if a situation like pandemic arises, these company can completely shut down. Also, the market capitalization of these companies, as the name suggests, these are small cap companies, the market cap of these companies are very less, which makes the buying and selling in these stocks very illiquid. So that's why even if you have bought the shares, you might not get a proper exit from these small cap companies. Also, the returns from these small cap companies tends to be very volatile. Also, to answer a second part of question, before averaging, you need to evaluate at whether such stock is fundamentally sound and has a good future prospect or not. Just imagine a situation for shares like Yes Bank or Reliance Power. If you would have practiced the technique of averaging in these type of stocks, then your capital would have completely been eroded by now. Moving on to next question, Tarun asks us, very insightful video, thanks for the reply. Which industry is going to be the best to invest our money in upcoming years? Okay, so Tarun, a very interesting question, but that too depends on your mindset and your risk appetite. Of course, in the upcoming years, the technology companies and the EV companies can be a theme. Even you can look for auto ancillaries companies that manufactures part for, EV industry. You can look for the batteries industry. You can look after the tech companies. Also, the valuations are quite high. Also, you can look after for certain companies that enjoy certain kind of modes in that particular industry. But do remember, do not concentrate your investment at a particular sector. Do diversify your portfolio to diversify your risk. So the next question is by Mahesh. Since the markets are creating new highs every day, what should be the approach of an investor? Should we consider buying stocks in a SIP manner or to wait for a correction? Okay, so Mahesh, to answer your correction wala part, first of all, you cannot time the market. You can never predict whether such correction will even come or not in the market. As we always mention, the best strategy is to stick with fundamentally sound stock and have a proper strategy. You have a defined target and you have a defined exit strategy for that particular stock, and do continue with your investment. So the next question is by Vivek. He asks us, as I am a slow and steady learner, how much time, months or quarter, is required to study and understand the market sentiments before going for F&O trading? Okay, so Vivek, first of all, F&O trading is very risky. It would just require a matter of seconds and you will just blow up your account. So of course, initially it's advisable to, to understand more about equity related investments and deep dive into the basics of stock market. Of course, one of the many ways can be to, subscribe to LearnApp and see our various courses where you will find the structured content. Also, to start off with your F&O trading, you can initially start with the paper trading once you get confidence on your strategy. So moving on to our next question, Hriday asks us, what is and why free float shares is important? So first of all, thanks for asking this question. It's a very different question. So free float shares are the shares that are available for public trading. So that's why the free float shares will not include the shares that are held by promoters or the insider members of the company. Free float shares are mainly important for two reasons. Number one being, it helps us to know the free float market capitalization for that particular company. It helps us to analyze whether the shares of such company are liquid or not. So the next question is by Sumit. He asks us, under the Zomato video, confused हो गया हूँ यार अब तो. Okay, so Sumit bhai, first of all, there is nothing to get confused. Whatever assumptions of the respective sides that matches your viewpoints about the Zomato, you can simply keep your price target on the basis of that. So the next question is by Pratap. He asks us for a mode part 2 video. Okay, so Pratap, something similar kind of video will be releasing this Saturday, in which we'll talk about two such unique companies that have iconic Indian brands. So stay tuned for the Saturday video. So the next question is again by Vivek. He asks us, what is hedging and how can a trader effectively use it? So hedging is basically a technique that is used to safeguard your existing position and to minimize your risk of potential losses. So a simple example of hedging can be when you sell an option, so the risk of losses are unlimited. So just to minimize this risk of unlimited losses, you can actually simultaneously buy another option. So this is just a basic form of hedging. However, to learn more on hedging strategies and how to employ in the real market scenario, you can check out some of these strategies on learnapp.com. So the next question is by Suraj. He asks us, please make a video that relates to Evergrande crisis and let us know if it may affect the Indian and global markets. Now, of course, the Evergrande crisis is the elephant in the room that stock market participants are talking about. And recently we saw that steel stocks were down by 5 to 10% when this news came out in the market. Although some of the analysts feel that the impact will be restricted to the China market itself, however, the volatility was clearly seen in the Indian markets too. So we'll soon try to make a video relating to the volatility and linking it to the Evergrande crisis. So stay tuned. Okay, so the next question is by Chandransh. He asks us, when did long-term investors are ready to invest in a shady managed company? Now, of course, there are some corporate governance issues in some of the good companies in the Indian stock market also. However, when the management of the company changes and when you see that FIIs and DIIs are usually buying stake or increasing their existing stake in the company, then you can definitely look after for that stock. Also, you can make a decision after analyzing that whether such management decisions are actually leading to improvement in the financial performance of the company or not. So guys, this was all about our Talk on Tuesday episode. We request you to post your comments and your queries regarding this video in the comment section below. And whatever doubts you have, just feel free to ask us. See you in the next video.